Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, so for discuss this question, can one of you speak with me? So that I mean one volunteer to discuss this question. So from your side, anyone?
Okay, sir.
Priyadarsh Singh, right?
Yes.
Okay, so keep your unmute and okay. So first I want to okay, give me some moment. I will set up few things and continue. Okay, so there are two procedures. So the first one is the color me. So what are the parameters to the color me? Priyadesh, I mean it is a discussion between you and me. So if you are not ready, then someone else can volunteer.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what are the parameters to the procedure color me?
Basically, sir, I don't know which question are you asking because someone else has raised this.
Okay, so then you can mute and whoever raised this question, please unmute and speak. Or otherwise we can go to the other question, some other question. If you have some other doubt, then we can continue with that.
So please explain clink if possible.
What is your doubt?
Clink.
Click.
I wasn't able to solve that clink one question. Like this one, I got it. Like the clink question, the one question. Please explain what is clink like.
Sir, actually, I had a doubt in color me also.
Yeah, I mean, whoever has a question related to color me, so if you are volunteer, then we can proceed.
Yes, sir. Now I have the question. I can.
Karthik Agarwal, what is the question? Your question? I mean, your question is click, right?
No, sir. Sir, actually, I have doubt in private and public procedures.
No, that we take offline. I mean, at the end, but we will try to resolve few questions related to the quiz, and then we will go to the general stuff.
So got
Okay,
it.
sir.
So if you have very specific question related to the quiz, then we will discuss that first. Then we will go back and revisit the previous weeks.
I had one more quiz question. That one clink one question was there. Like I couldn't got the three.
1 minute. So are you talking about the click? I mean,
Clink. Yeah.
okay. So what is the question number? Can you tell me the question number?
Actually, I have to search the question number.
Find it and let me know.
Okay, just I'm messaging you. Okay.
Okay. If you have very specific question, you can post the specific question. We will discuss that.
So can we go ahead with the color me question?
Okay. So then why not you keep unmute and continue the question?
It's on push to talk. I can like.
Okay, so now we consider the recursive procedure of color me.
This color me question was very time consuming. I got it correct, but it took, lots of time.
Yeah, it depends on the way how you approach the question. I mean, so far you have seen many pseudocode and data structures, right? Like this dictionary. But how do you interpret the procedure to your understanding? That will determine how much time you are taking for this.
I had to go step by step. Updating the dictionary step by step. And
Till three,
Yeah,
it
but
was same for each dictionary. We can till three, it was same. Just go for the fourth one, like, and fourth and fifth. Fifth one is also different. So just we can go for the fourth one. Like it is being updated after each. So till three, it was same. Till three, we don't know at what the value is. After four, we can just shift.
okay, so I will give you a rough idea how to execute, because this line by line execution is not a good idea. So I will tell you a few things. Okay, so I just rename the vertices. So I hope this is the graph, and we have three.
instead of question paper 1 or question paper 2?
I mean, okay, this is actually from question paper 1, I think.
It is in question paper two also.
But it's a different graph. Maybe the graph is different in the question paper 2, but the procedure is same. Okay, and if you look at the parameters of color me, okay, so we have the procedure color me of m comma I comma c. Okay, so where m is the adjacency matrix and I is the current vertex or current node, and this is the dictionary that maintains the color for the assigned vertices. Whatever vertices which are nodes which are already colored, those information is maintained in C. Okay, so initially okay, so first, where you begin the execution, you are starting your execution at color me of m0 mt, that is, you are starting your execution at this point 0. Okay, so this is actually color me of m. Anyway, m is the adjacency matrix of the whole graph, and you are starting at 0 with an empty dictionary. It means all the vertices are uncolored initially. Okay, so now we start the coloring. So for that, you have to find this in this recursive procedure, what is the base condition and what is the recursive procedure. Okay, so there are two parts. One is the base condition and another one is the recursive procedure. Okay. So what is the base case in coloring?
If I in keys of C, then return C.
What is the meaning of that? I mean, that is okay. So
If that
can you elaborate? The
if that
code.
vertex is in the C dictionary, then you have to return that vertex.
Okay, so that is, so we have to, the base case is if I is in keys of C, then we have to return the C, the same C. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? If I is already colored, if my current node is already colored, then I no need to do further, just return to the previous step. Okay, so what is the recursion? Recursive step.
Sir, can you repeat the base case, please?
Okay, so can you read and tell me what is the base case in the code?
In the what, sir?
I mean, in the procedure color me, can you read the base case condition?
Base case condition. So,
If I in key C, then return C.
Okay, so what is the meaning of that? I mean, the process pseudocode. What is the pseudocode meaning of that piece of code?
That means if that node is already colored, then return that color, else proceed with the next
No,
iteration.
that is not the pseudocode meaning. That is your graph meaning. The pseudocode meaning is if I is a dictionary key of C, then return the dictionary.
Yes.
Okay, so then you can convert this logic to our graph theory logic. Now in graph theory, so that is the color me. So if I is already colored, then I have to stop the execution. So the base case is, so maybe I will write some text regarding the base case. If I is already colored, then Return. So where it will return? Okay, this is question to you. Unless you answer, we cannot continue. So either you have to say
Find
a
color.
strong answer.
Find color.
No, it won't return to the find color.
The recursion of color me before that.
Yeah, it's a recursion of the color. It will return to the calling procedure of the color name. Okay, so it actually, if you look at the pseudocode, it will go back to the ultimate fourth line from the reverse, from the bottom of the code. Okay, so that is the base case. So the base case will work when the current node is already colored. Okay, now go to the recursion part. What is the, I mean, what is the recursion part? The whatever remaining is actually the recursion part. Okay, so in that there are many steps. You have to digest step by step. The first step is ci is equal to find color of mic. Okay, so now you have to digest what this find color of mic do. This is not a recursion, this is simple procedure computation. I mean, it's some, I mean, you can see even in the yearly weeks. Okay, so can you quickly scan and tell me what is this procedure is doing? So unless you say something, I cannot continue. Either you have to say at least wrong answer.
I think it is updating how many edges are there from a certain node.
Can you little elaborate?
Like if if we like pass M0 and an empty dictionary to find color, it will like return 0 has 3 edges, 4 edges, sorry.
Is that okay? So what is the first step of the find color? We are setting current equal to 1. Okay, so right now we are looking at find color of mic. Okay. Okay, so for initially 0, what will be the value of find color? What is the value to be returned by find color?
1.
Why?
Because dictionary is empty and the current is initialized to 1.
Yeah, since the dictionary is empty, it will not go inside to any evaluation, because all places, I mean, there will be no key in C, so the current will not get updated. So it's set to 1, and using that color where we are applying that current value.
I is 0 here.
Yeah, for 0, what is the color applied? Color is 1. C of 0 is equal to 1. So we are updating the dictionary. C equal to 0 is assigned to 1. Okay, so now the dictionary C is getting updated. Okay, then what is the next call? What is the next step to be executed?
Sir, after that it will execute the loop and the color me procedure.
Now it is entering for loop.
Okay. What are the possibilities of J? J is iterated over
0 to 5.
0 to 5. Okay. So, okay, what happen if J equal to 0?
J 0 and the same node, self loop.
Do you consider or not?
The condition Mij is not fulfilled.
Yeah. So Mij is not equal to 1. So then we have to discard J equal to 0. Then what is the next value of J? Okay, who is this? Parth. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Where is scribbling? Huh? What?
Can you repeat?
Hello, there is no voice.
Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. So, yeah, I have my screen. Guys, 1 minute. I will reshare again. Okay, I'll reshare. Okay. So for I equal, I mean, so now we consider first J equal to 0, and we will not consider J equal to 0 because there is no edge from 0 to 0. Then we consider J equal to 1. Now there is an edge from 0 to 1. At this point, what we will execute? We will execute color me of m comma 1 comma the updated dictionary C. Okay. So now when you execute, so now your current node is actually 1.
Yes, now it is.
Okay. For the current node 1, first you have to check the base condition. What is the base condition?
If the key is in the dictionary.
No, it's, I mean, you should say properly. So the 1 is in the dictionary. Is a key in the dictionary or not?
So one is not in the dictionary, so we'll go further.
Okay. So the base condition will not execute when my current I is equal to 1. Then I have to find the color. What is the value of find color for 1?
It could be 2,
Why?
I think. Because 0 is 1. Then 1 should to be 2 because they may not to be have same color.
No, that is fine. But in the pseudocode where it is captured. The problem is everyone is looking at the word color. So then it is a graph coloring problem. It's not, you can assume the word is something else. It may be instead of color may do something. Okay. But where it is captured. So your answer is correct. Actually, the correct value here is we assign the color to or a variable some value to the key 1. But where it is captured in the pseudocode.
In the if condition.
Okay, so where we increment, so this variable cur is actually used to find the color. When cur is getting incremented or modified, whenever
It should be modified in C.
yes, so whenever I have a neighbor who is already colored, then I have to color one more than the existing color.
Yes.
Okay, so for 1, 0 is 1, so I have to give one more than the existing color, so I will assign 2. Okay, so now
अरे यार तुम पढ़ो, ये तुम्हारे देखने की चीज है क्या? सो जाओ। आना लल्ला, जब मैं सुला लूं लल्ला को।
Please mute Aisha.
yeah, okay, so then what is the next step? Now I colored the vertex, the node 1 with color 2. Then the next step I have to go to
We can check neighbor of 1,
okay, who is eligible here?
2 and 5.
2 and 5. So I will go to 2. Now the new current is actually 2. Okay, for 2, how to choose the color? First check whether it satisfies the base condition. It does not satisfy because 2 is not colored.
Hmm.
Okay, now find color. What is the curve value for I equal to 2?
It should to be 3, I think, because it is connected to 0 and 1 also.
Okay,
Yes, sir, it will be 3.
But wait, sir, you should to update the dictionary C also now.
yes, so in the previous step we have to update the dictionary, that is not done. Okay, so we will update 1 is assigned to 2. Okay, so now the find color of 2 is actually, correct answer is 3, but what is the invariant? How do you decide the value? Where it is captured in the pseudocode?
In C,
So tell me the invariant. What is the invariant we have to maintain?
So it will store as 2 as the key and 3 as its value in C.
That is correct. But how do we decide the value is 3?
So because when we are in the find color procedure, when we check for uh, to whom 2 is connected, as well as we have to check whether that the key which is connected is has any key in C or not. Like 2 is connected to 0, and as well as 0 is available as a key in the dictionary C. Similarly, 2 is also connected to 1, and 1 is also available as a key in the dictionary C.
Okay. So maybe if you interpret the code using your math logic, then that will help. For example, I put, so suppose if when I call the procedure find color, okay, so I do the following computation. So I try to write the math form of the computation so that you will easily understand and digest the code easily. So cur is equal to max over I in rows of m. So you want to maximize C of I, condition that I m of I, sorry, so this should be j. Let me write it clearly. Cur is equal to max over j in rows of m 1 plus C of j, condition that mij is equal to 1 and j is in keys of C. Okay, so guys, please tell me whether you can digest this equation. I mean, this math formula.
Sir, can
please
you do?
tell that.
Is it clear, or still you have difficulty in reading the?
Sir, can you do one example, like with one number?
Okay, so suppose if you have, okay, right now assume these are the, okay, so I have colored 2 also with 3. Okay, let me add this example. So the keys of 2, key of the value of 2 is actually 3. Then now I want to decide the color for 5. Okay, for 5, the what are the possible j's? We have to consider all possible j is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now uh, which key has the maximum c value? If you look at the dictionary values are assigned only 0, 1, 2. Those values are 1, 2, 3 correspondingly. For example, 0 is assigned with value 1, 1 is assigned to 2, 2 is assigned to 3, and these are not assigned any value. These are not even keys. Okay, so among these keys, find the maximum value. I'm not asking the key, I'm asking the find the maximum value in which I and j are neighbor. Then for 5, what is the value of the second value? Then you have to add 1 with that.
Maximum is for 2, it is value is 3, so it will be 3 plus 1, 4.
Yes, so for if I equal to 5, then the maximum, this second term will be evaluate the answer equal to 3. So this whole term value become 3, and we have to increment 1 plus 3. So then the new value will be 4. So 5 is assigned with the color 4. Okay, so this whole math formula only coded in the procedure find color.
Can you please explain this math formula once again?
Yeah, but one more thing, sir. If it compares with 1, the value for 1 is, I think so. So can you go up?
Okay,
The dictionary value for 1 is
2.
2.
Yes.
So then why isn't 5 updated as 3?
Okay, so but we have put this max, right? Max over
Oh,
all possible values.
no, but in the code, if I go by the code,
Uh,
if you check if mij is equal to 1, so there is a edge between 5 and 1.
okay, so we will do the code procedure. I mean, we will write the code, then you will get the clarity. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I will write some pieces by pieces. So first we start with, I have a list of, I have a
A
list.
values.
Okay, let's say I have x1, x2 up to xl. This is a list, consider. Let me call this list as A. Okay. So now your target is, this is our task. Find the maximum value in A. How will you do? You have to write the pseudocode to find the maximum value.
We'll keep comparing, I mean, from left to right if we go, and we'll keep comparing the value. Whichever is
So you
the
have to keep comparing, right? So I have to put for each. Okay. For each x in A. To whom I have to compare?
The previous value.
But when you take x, you cannot say previous of x something, right?
Yeah.
To whom you will compare. Finally, you want to output a max, right?
will initialize a max value
Let me initialize max value with what? What can be the value for the max?
0.
Why you want to initialize max with 0? Any
The
reason?
lowest value, because any value in the
What
list.
happen if something has -1 or -10?
Okay, I mean very negative value we can do that.
Okay, so I mean right now in our context, if you are right, we can initialize with 0. Okay, because the coloring, all the colors are positive colors. Okay, but you have to take care when you design a max function, you no need to always start with a max equal to 0. Suppose if you have a negative values, suppose if you're doing some data analytics and the data set may contain some negative value, you are not supposed to always start your max with 0. But in this case you can start with 0. So we start max equal to 0. Then what is the condition I have to make here? So for each x in A, I'm iterating. Then what comparison I have to make inside
If
for?
x is greater than max, then max equal to x.
If x greater than max, then
Max equal to x.
max equal to x. Okay, so this is the piece of pseudocode to find the maximum value of the list. Okay, so now I'm going to modify the same pseudocode. Okay, so this is a pseudocode I'm going to take. Instead of that, I'm going to add a few additional conditions. The condition is as follows: I have a matrix M and I have a node I, and I already have a dictionary C. Now the task is find the neighbor of I. Okay, so now I want to, the task is as follows: find J such that the first condition M of Ij is equal to 1, and second condition C of J, okay, sorry, J is a key in C, and third condition C of J is maximized. Okay, so can someone modify the code in the right side that is suitable to the task in the left side? If possible, tell me what are the changes I have to make.
Sir, you have to compare Mij equal to 1,
Where I
and
have to compare? I mean, shall I start with max equal to 0? Will it change? This line will change, or I can use the same line?
sir, we can keep max equal to 0.
I can use the same line, right? Okay, so this is correct. I can use the same first line. Okay, so then what is the iteration? Previously, I
So
have the list A, so I iterated over A. But here I have the matrix M. Then what is the iteration?
we have to go through the columns of M. So
Okay, so we have to go through either columns or rows of M. So, but for better, I will go through the columns. Okay, no problem. I can go to columns of M. Okay, then
we will update the condition.
so we have to ensure these conditions, right? So what
Yeah.
is the first condition?
It will be Mij equal to
Mij equal to 1,
1, and
and
the J is in the C.
so that is key of C comma J. This is our syntax, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if it is true, then what is the next step? So
We have,
these two are done, right? So
yeah.
this is checked and this is checked. Now I have to come to the maximum part. here when we assign the maximum,
when the value of
the
x,
current maximum is more than the
yeah,
previous, right? So now here I use the same max variable. So when I will update the max equal to,
when its value will be less than mj, then we will update the max.
okay, so if max less than,
mij.
no, tell me correctly what is the value I have to compare.
M
No, read the statement 3.
C of C of j.
So m max is less than c of j.
Correct.
Then what is the update?
Then max will be equal to C of j.
Max is equal to c of j, right?
Yeah.
So now we modify this maximum computation procedure to some constrained maximum, that is with respect to the parameter mic. Okay, this whole code, if you look at this piece of pseudocode, I mean whatever I boxed in the black color, okay, this actually captures this part. Okay, still my objective is not completed because I want to add this +1. Where I can add the +1? One way is addition. Finally I will say max equal to max +1. Then I'm done. I have coded this math formula. Okay, or otherwise simply add 1 wherever the max is getting updated. Now just go back and see the find color procedure. So whatever we have done here is the pseudocode of the find color procedure.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. What is the purpose of doing +1 in max?
Okay, so our aim is, suppose if I am the node I, okay, so I have a neighbor j. If j is colored with some color x, then I should have colored with color x +1.
Yes.
That is why we added this +1.
Okay.
Okay, so if j is already colored with color 2, then I should color something more than with color number 2, that I should be colored with a 3 or some high number.
Okay.
Okay, that is why we pick 1 plus. So right now we have just encoded the pseudocode for this computing color. Okay, so this part is okay, so this will decide how to find the color. Now we come back to the color me. Okay, so I will take a new one. So if you want to understand the color me, you have to understand the DFS. Okay, so I have 0 connected to 1, 2, 5, 3, 4. Okay, suppose if you are starting at 0 and you are doing the depth first search, then what is the next node you will visit?
1.
1. Then what will be the next node you will visit?
2.
Then
5.
then
Then backtrack to 0.
0.
okay, so I will just arrow mark the directions. You will go to 1 first, then 2, then 3. Now you have to backtrack because 5 do not have any unvisited neighbor. So I will backtrack to 2. Then
2 to 0. 2 to 0. Oh, sorry. 2 to 1.
You should backtrack from 2 to 1. Then
1 to 0.
backtrack to 1 to 0. Okay, so now I come back to 0. Then what is the next step?
0 to 3.
0 to 3.
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
4 to 3.
4 to 3 backtrack, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and 3 to 0 backtrack.
Backtrack.
Okay, so now if you assign, it's also proper coloring. I mean, this color me, but it assigns color based on the DFS ordering. Okay, so if you look at the dictionary, see 0 is assigned with color 1 because it is in the level 1, and 1 is assigned color 2 because it is in the level 2, and 2 is assigned color 3, it is in level 3, and 3 is assigned color 2 because it is in the level 2. If you look at these two, they are in the same level, and these two, they are in the same level, and this is in the
When we speak of level, it is breadth first search, not depth first search. Hello.
guys. My machine gone down, so I just powering again. So I will join in for 2 minutes.
Sir, Sandeep here. Hello.
He is going to run in 2 minutes. Please wait.
Okay.
Hey, sorry, some power interrupt.
Yeah, I was saying that when we speak of level, it is breadth first search, not depth first search. Correct?
No, it's a DFS, right? You are doing DFS, but how
No,
you
but if
decide the levels, right?
yeah, but
It has to decide from the route to your
if
current
we
node.
decide to draw the DFS tree in some other manner, then one will
That
come in,
other manner is
will
fine, but
come in.
while you are doing this matrix column and row, we already told it is a special matrix and it will return you ordered keys. Okay, so since it will return the order key after 0, you should consider 1. You may obtain a different DFS tree. That I agree. But based on this pseudocode, this after 0 you should consider 1, right? In the ordered dictionary. Rows and columns are the special, I mean, functions. It always gives you a ordered list.
Correct.
Okay, so in that order, if you consider, then after 0 you will consider 1. After 1 you will consider 2. After 2 you will consider only the, I mean, 0, 1, 2. In this order only you will consider.
Now, after drawing this DFS tree, I mean, there is no need to execute the code any further. We can
Yeah,
collect.
I mean, if you have that visualization, you can answer it. I mean, that is what I mean. If you look at the code and you can visualize this is the logic and this is what it captured, then you can answer it. That is true. But otherwise, you have to just check at least one or two execution and see how this code evaluates. Then, based on that logic, you can prune out the execution and complete. Yeah, actually, so whatever I have written, that file is not saved, so that is gone. So shall we go to the next question? I mean, if you have any other specific question, we can move that.
Yes, I mean, same question paper 1, question number 37.
Can you read the question once? So because the
And
number you see is different from the number I have.
so that one was like, which of the following indicates that student I has scored the maximum marks in subject S?
Okay.
Question paper 1, question number 37.
Okay, so which of the following indicates the student I has scored the maximum marks in subject S? Right?
Yes.
So, okay, how does this matrix M is created?
I mean, every
When will we have edge from I to J? That is important. I mean, once you
I
understand
to
that,
J. The in subject S, I is scoring more than J.
okay. So, 1 minute, I will share the screen. Screen share avulal. Screen share. Okay. Yeah. So, suppose if a student I and a student J are there, when will we have I to J with S as a label?
I scoring more than J in S.
Okay, so let S as a, if you consider S as a subject, then the score of I in S is more than score of J in S. So this is the constraint, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now what we want to find? We want to find the maximum scorer.
Yes.
Okay. So for a maximum scorer, is there a possibility that, suppose consider I is the maximum scorer, okay? Is there a possibility that there is an incoming edge to I with a label S?
No.
Why?
It's the maximum scorer. So it will be
Yeah.
scoring.
Suppose if there exists a J with a label S, then it means J dot S is more than I dot S. It means J scored max more than I. So that is not possible because we claim that I is the topper.
Yes.
Topper in S. Okay. So then you have to say that there is no incoming edge.
Okay.
With label S. I mean, there can be some other incoming edge with some different subject, okay? With label S, okay? So now, how do you encode this in the matrix? Okay, so you have the column matrix M here, and let's say your I is somewhere here, and this is the column and row of I appears, okay? So if there is no incoming edge, then which where we will have do not have the S, either in the row or in the column. Incoming edge mean J to I. It means M of
Column.
Ji in the column, right? If you look at the column I, if I have the S for some J, it means J scored more than I.
Correct.
Then S should not appear anywhere in this column, right?
Correct.
So that is what encoded. S does not appear in any nji for any j.
But in a particular row I, if S appears in each and every ij.
Not mandatory. For example, I will tell you one case. I is the topper, and I prime is also a topper in subject S. Okay. Is there a link between I to I prime or I prime to I with label S? Do we have this edge or not?
There will no be there will be no edge.
No edge. Okay. Suppose if I have this is the row I. Okay, and this is that I prime, that is who is also another topper of the same subject. What is the this particular cell?
That will
that
be blank.
that will be blank. So then S will appear in all is incorrect
Okay,
here.
okay.
Since I is a topper, but it do not appear in this row cell.
Okay. Thank you. This was the only mistake I committed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean it's a something called if you look at the discrete math logic, so it's a vice versa case. For example, you can say that some logic is applied only when this first order representation is possible. That is, when I have I to j edge, and j is there is no such j. It is not meaning that there exists a j. Negation of the there exists a j. Okay, so then we just want to encode that there is no incoming edge with label yes. So then the corresponding logic is yes is does not appear in mji for any j. Okay, thanks.
Sir, is the same logic applied in the question number 35 as well?
Okay, what is the question?
Uh, it's a uh, it's a question regarding the chess match, and a matrix has been created, and the question is asked, when will the procedure special
Yeah,
word?
correct. The special vertex question, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that is correct. So suppose if I have I to j link when I beats j, okay,
yeah,
and when I will say I beats every other player, means there should be edge from I to all other players,
correct.
outgoing edge from I to all other players. I to 1, I to 2, 3, 4, except I. It will go to everyone else. It means I beaten everyone.
Right.
Okay. Then if you look at the row I, for example, if you look at this particular row of I, okay, it set 1 to all the fields, means I beaten everyone. Suppose if I find 0, okay, and I think the question, whatever pseudocode we given, we should add the condition that I not equal to j also. We forget and missed it. Okay, so if you add that I not equal to j and there exists a j, if there exists a j, then I is not beaten j, then the logic will go wrong. There only we will return false. So the special attacks question is very similar. If you catch this, then you can catch that also. That is a freebie for you.
Sir, can you explain the first option, like when I is not beaten by any other player? So, because since there is no incoming edge from any J to I,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
isn't that
So
will
yeah,
be correct?
maybe I will draw 4 matrices. I mean so that you can see the differences. Okay. So what is the first logic? When I is not beaten by any other player, right?
Correct,
Means, okay, so I will consider the first logic. I have I is not beaten by any other player, means there is no incoming edge.
correct.
Okay, so then the corresponding equivalence, if you look at the matrix, if you look at the column I, all should be 0.
Correct.
So this is what captured in the first A, option A. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we go to the second option. Second option is when I is beaten by every other player. Okay. It means from every other player there is an edge to I. This means if you look at the matrix, if you look at the column I, everything is set to 1, maybe except for I.
Correct.
Okay. So now I go to option C. Option C captures when I has beaten every other player and not beaten by any player. Okay, this is a little. Uh, so I has beaten every other player means there is an edge to every other player, but there is no incoming edge.
Correct.
Okay, this means so we have this matrix. We have the outgoing edge means the row is set to 1. All the rows values are 1,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the column, all the values are 0. If we have this then only the option 3 is correct. Now we go to option 4 D. When I has beaten every other player means the row of I is set to 1. All values are 1. Okay. Now you go back to your pseudocode and check. What we are checking, if mij is equal to 0, then we will return false. It means all mij should be 1.
But sir, the column I and row I and column I will be 0, right? It will not be 1.
Yeah. So you consider, suppose whenever you have ij, this value is always 0 because we cannot consider I is beaten I.
Yeah, but in that case, if I compare
One thing. So in the pseudocode, assume that this code is added. I mean, we missed this condition. I not equal to j and mij is equal to 0.
yeah, because see, what I have chosen was option C, which I see from your explanation as well. C and D both are correct answers.
How? I mean, how C is correct answer? Can you tell the client?
Yeah, see, when I has been
Okay, what this pseudocode captures? See, if you look at the pseudocode, I'm just writing the math form. For all j, mij is equal to 1. Is this correct or not?
Actually, in the question, it was mentioned that even I mean, if suppose there are n players, then each one is playing games which each
other
player.
I mean, every other player.
So age is there even if one player has won in one of the games, then also there will be age. So there could be cases that a player has beaten another player and that
There is a possibility. I mean, because every I and J has played D many games. Suppose if you look at the procedure. Okay?
that is why the C option, in which not beaten by any other player, is inconsistent.
No. What I'm saying is the graph which has been drawn for the third option, every cell has the value of 1, except itself.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So
and also you restrict one more condition. Every column should be 0. That is also restricted. See, the and not beaten by any other player means if you look at the column I, it should be 0. But that is nowhere we check in the pseudocode. If you look at the pseudocode, that property nowhere we checked it.
So are we considering the option of I to I, means the edge from I to I, self?
I mean, just leave that I to I. So the self loop, just I mean, assume that this I not equal to j is there. Okay. So assuming this, still you are saying that option C is correct.
Yeah, because see, in the condition itself, mij is equal to 0, then return false. Because when if self loop is not there, if the value is 0, then it will return false, no? For every player, even if he has
consider. Okay, we'll go case by case. For this case, what the pseudocode will return false or true.
For which one?
I mean, consider the case 1, option A.
When I is not beaten by any other player, that means
I have only all the columns are 0. The column I is 0 vector. Okay. And a column J, I mean, this row Y can be anything. Some things can be 0, something can be 1. This is don't care condition for me. Okay. Will it return true always?
if the column I is 0, the every value of column I is 0, then
There is, we cannot decide anything because there can be some row value can be 0. In that case, it will return false, right?
so any value, if any value of I is 0, then it will return false. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, then there is a possibility that true and false can be returned. Correct, right? It is not meaning that always return true.
If every value of I is 0, then it will return false, no?
Yeah, yes, man. I am asking the possibility. Both false and true are possible, right?
I'm not understanding how true is possible.
Option A is correct or wrong?
I'm not saying option A is correct.
No, no. I'm just asking you. Option A is correct or not?
When I is not beaten by any other player.
Say yes or no. That's it.
Yeah, let me think because it is a bit confusing now.
Okay. Read.
When I is not beaten by any other player, that means uh, so
No,
in
one thing. So
in all the columns of
there is one thing. Even before going there, from the pseudocode, what it captures? Can you tell me when
yeah,
it
see it is going to check for the columns. It is going to check all the columns and going
only
to
it will check a column or row?
for each j in columns m.
See, very simple question. So you are seeing the screen, right? So I am drawing
Yes.
something in the green color. You can see. Okay. So this is actually the column of I, and this is row of I. Okay. Which vector we are going to check? We are going to check the column or a row.
We are going to check row because in the pseudocode I is constant, j is changing. So we
Okay.
will check horizontally.
Nice. So we are going to check only this row only, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, but if you look at, okay, so this is what we want to check. But if you look at the option A, it checks the column. So that is not the consistent one. Option A is incorrect. Okay.
Why? Because if in the option 1 also A also when I is not beaten by any other player, that means ki in the row I there will not be any 0.
Why?
Isn't it? In the first option, when I say when I is not beaten by any other
No.
players,
1 minute.
that
1 minute. So just now you said that we are going to check only the row I.
yeah.
Okay, this is what we are going to check. That's it. I mean, I just want to freeze at this moment. We are going to check only the row I. Okay.
Yeah.
But to suppose if you consider option A, in option A, we are checking only the column I. Because the condition is when I is not beaten by any other player, it means the column I should be 0 vector. These two are not same, right? Let's say this is your optimal answer and this is option 1. Let's say this is actually answer and this is option 1.
Sir, the confusion which I'm getting here is in the special vertex mi, when you are passing the value of I, the I is going into the row. So row is fixed. So when I checking mij equal to 0, so I is fixed. Okay?
Yes.
And the j is changing. So
Yes.
we are checking horizontally only, not vertically.
Yeah, we are checking horizontally, but in this logic we are checking vertically. So this is incorrect. That is what I am claiming. So option A is incorrect because we are checking vertically.
But how did you deduce ki, in the option A we have to check vertically?
Okay, what is option A? Can you read?
When I is not beaten by any other player.
Means there is no incoming edge to I or outgoing edge to I. How will you decide?
Even if I check value of I horizontally, if all the value is
No,
1,
not horizontally. I mean, just go step by step slowly, no problem. Okay. So what we are saying that when I is not beaten by any other player, okay, means there is no incoming edge to I. That is the statement, right? If there is an incoming edge to I, means J beaten I.
okay, so in this case I has become J because we are checking for the incoming edge.
No, no,
Is it?
no. Yeah, why you want to compare with? I mean, confuse with I and J. Let's consider I is a one vertex. And how will you say that there is no incoming edge to I?
So just for understanding, when we are talking about the directed graph,
Mm.
one edge is going from one vertex to another.
Mm.
So the vertex from where the edge is going, means the out degree is there in the vertex. That vertex is I, and the vertex with the in degree, that is vertex J, right?
No, 1 minute. I mean, this naming convention is little confusable. So don't take IJ notation. Let's say M of AB equal to 1. Okay. What is the meaning of this?
That means there is a outgoing edge from A to B, right?
Okay, let me use this notation. There is an out edge from A to B. That's it. It is not meaning that whatever I used here is I and whatever I used here is J. That is a, I mean, inconsistent notation. Don't use that notation.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's how I got confused because
Yeah, I
now
mean, many people have this confusion. Should we use J always for the column? It is not that, not like that. Okay.
because the what is happening is we are just checking I and the value I in the procedure special vertex, and when we say there is not beaten by any other player, in that case I is not I. It has become J. Like we are checking for the incoming edge.
Yes. So you are checking for the incoming edge. It means you should check for that vertex in the column. It is
Yeah.
not J I or J in the column or in the row. That is the question.
Okay. So for the incoming edge, I have to check in the column. For outgoing edge, I have to check in the row. Correct?
Check in the row, right?
Okay. I got it.
Okay. So now the first option is I is not beaten by any other player. Means there is no incoming edge to I.
Yeah, there is no incoming edge in the this in the option A. So all the value will be 0. Yeah, all the value will be 0 in the ith column.
Yeah. In the ith column, all the value was 0, right?
I got that. Yeah. In the
Okay.
option B,
In option
when,
B, when I is beaten by every other player.
that means again in the column I have to check, and all the value has to be 1.
Yes, correct. Are they same? This answer and option 2 are same or not? In if you look at option answer, we want to ensure that this row I should be 1. Okay.
Yeah.
But in option you are checking the columns are 1. This is both are not same. So this is also wrong answer.
Yeah.
Now we come to your case, option C. First encode your option. I mean, what is the option? When I has beaten every other player and not beaten by any other player.
Yeah, that means the in the column, in the ith column, every value will be 0, and the ith row every value will be 1, except
Yes.
the ith
Yeah, that
column and
leave
ith.
that case. Leave the case of I equal to J or that corner case. Okay. Okay. This is what you are checking. Is this same as this one?
No, in the first all three options I am seeing the only change happening is the ith row and ith column, because value is 0, which we are not considering anyway.
No, leave that case. I mean, just okay. So just leave that particular cell and look at the case. Look at the remaining fields.
Yeah, I get that the value you have drawn is correct.
Okay. So then C is not matching of this one, right? Answer. If you look at this, only this is matching the answer, because here we are checking
Okay,
the row.
in option D as well, if you're saying option D only is correct, so if I look at the ith column, what will the value of other rows in the ith column?
Man, wait, man. I'm keep on saying. I'm repeating this for more than 10 times. Leave this I not equal to J corner case. See, this condition is not added in the question paper. I am keep on telling that. Leave this thing, this condition. Leave this corner case and look at the remaining thing.
No, that I'm leaving. No, I'm not saying means asking you to consider I is not equal to J.
Okay.
Or I'm not asking about the central value, ith row and ith column. I'm not asking that one particular value. I'm asking about the other values of ith column.
Okay. Okay. So let me consider some IJ. Okay. What is your doubt here?
See, if I compare the column of I of option D and the column of not column, the row of D and the row of C, both options, in the both options I am getting the same values in the row.
That is correct. But there is one additional constraint in option C. That constraint is not in option D. That additional constraint in option C is and not beaten by any other player. That we check in the pseudocode. That is the question. In the
Okay,
pseudocode, we are not checking that condition, right?
okay. So since we are not checking for that condition,
Hmm.
if player has not been beaten by other player or not, if we check for that, then the option C will correct.
Yeah, if we check that, then option C is correct. But we are not checking in that in the pseudocode.
Okay, I got it. Since see, I didn't consider that case earlier, because if means I was trying to look for the matrix only. Ki what will be the values in the matrix?
Hmm.
So in the exam, I figured that the C and D and even A is correct, because if I check the values of the matrix, I'm getting the same values in all three options. But only difference is, since we are not checking for that condition in the pseudocode, the other two option would be incorrect.
Hmm.
So I got it. How option D is correct.
Sir, can you now explain 44 and 46? Seti.
Read out the question, man.
Sir, 44th question states that which of the following statements are true about the graph? This one thing. In every link, each pair of student has the same gender. Given that it is given in the question that there will be an edge when they have the same city and the same gender.
Okay.
So what do you mean exactly by clique? CLIQE. I had the confusion. I got the question otherwise. This option I left out. I didn't got when the professor was explaining that thing.
Okay. So then, okay, I recommend you to go and watch week 7.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, now I will explain you the this click. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so how do we construct the graph? When will we add edge between two Two students.
If they have the same same city and the same gender, it's basically a list. And list, there are two parameters, each have two parameters, and when both the parameters are same, then only they will be age.
Yeah, what are the parameters? City and
Gender and city and town.
okay,
The
suppose
city or town.
consider the student S1 is the one student. Okay.
Yeah.
And S2 is the another student.
Yeah.
And there is a link between these two students. That is edge is connected.
Yeah.
What is the meaning?
That both have the same gender, that's both are male or female, and both belong to the same city.
Okay, suppose there is another student S3 and there is an edge from S2 to S3, means what is the meaning?
Like still the same, that both are have the all three are the same gender and all three have the same city.
Does it mean there is an edge from S1 to S3, right?
Yes, it definitely means.
Okay, suppose if there is some other student S4 and there is an edge from S4 to S2.
Yeah.
Should I have these edges, the remaining edges, or I can have only the edge from S4 to S2?
They signify the same thing, but we can have.
Okay, so then it should have, I mean, we should have the edge to the remaining two also.
Yeah. But it will be too complicated, like, yeah.
Okay, so now I have another S5 is here. Okay, S5 do not have any edge to S2. Is it possible that S3 only is connected to S5? Is this edge possible?
No, not possible.
Why it is not possible?
Because like it is like there should be edge, but there has to be edge between two students, like if they have the same gender and the same city.
Okay, so now S5 is connected to S6 and
Yeah.
S5 is connected to S7 and they are connected.
Yeah.
Okay. And similarly I have S8. S8 is not connected to anyone. This is my whole graph. Let me consider this graph as G. Okay, I will define the clique. Okay, so clique is the graph theoretic property that a set S, which is a subset of vertex set of G, that is the nodes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, S is said to be clique if for every pair of vertices U and V in S, there is an edge between U and V. It's okay. Are you getting this definition?
Like S, U and V are arbitrary nodes, like.
Yeah, so if you consider any set of vertices, okay,
from vertex V, G, yeah.
From vertex V, within that set, every every pair of vertex is connected.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, we try one.
Like you are saying it is a connected graph, like the completely connected graph. Like
completely connected graph. Consider this blue region. Is it a clique?
Blue region, that no, yeah, S1 is S3, like all three are connected to each other, like, yeah, or all of them are connected to each other.
It's a clique, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So now, is this green clique?
No, it's definitely not.
Okay. Red?
Yes, again the same thing. Three and three, all three are connected.
Orange?
Orange, yeah, okay. Yeah, both diagonally are also connected, and all three are yes. All three are yes. It is connected. Yeah.
Okay, consider I will draw one separate graph. It is not part of this one. This is some different graph. Okay. Okay. Is this clique?
No.
Why?
Both diagonals are not there.
Okay.
One
so
diagonal will be missing. Then edges are not connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a proper. This is complete. Clique is a complete. Okay. If you consider a subset, that subset is complete graph. Okay. Now we go to our question. What is your question?
Sir, got it, got it. You don't need to. Like, I got the thing. Yeah, one more thing, 46 question more. That I got the thing. Okay.
Okay, what
That
is
was, it was, I do, you don't need to visit that thing. Just 46 question more. Like, here, 46 question. There is one procedure, calculate IJ, and every time in the procedure, we have to just go through calculate I minus 1, comma I plus j. Okay, it was this, that thing. And there is a base condition given that if I is equal to 0, then return j means. Okay.
okay?
So actually I was getting the thing. I was only, the answer is y plus x minus 1
Yes.
plus is 1. The thing was that, like, actually the sign of this whole procedure, there will be x plus x minus 1 till 1, but the sign of y we can't definitely tell, I think so. Like, means I was getting the whole thing, but it was forming an infinite loop. It was not, it is an infinite, it will terminate at 1, but like how it is getting reduced to it, like I'm not getting.
Okay, so every time you are okay. So can you tell me which parameters getting reduced, either I or j?
Actually, what is I minus I is getting reduced, and what is happening is the previous unreduced I, in that the previous j is being added.
Yeah,
I
that is
is
fine.
get
But one thing, the corner case, that is the base case, is depending on I or j.
base case is depending on base case. On the base case at the end moment, we are returning j, but it will
No,
be
no, no.
depending on previous i's.
Yeah, my question is very simple. Base case is depending on I or j. I mean, the condition checking of the base case is depending on I or j.
Condition checking on is dependent on I is equal to 0.
Okay. So then if you decrease I, at some point you will reach the 0, right?
Yeah.
So then it will not execute infinitely.
Yeah, that I got. It will get finite only. That I got, because
Okay.
that's
At
a
the first
given
point,
finite loop, and it will have the
eventually
base
will
case.
reach the
It
base
will
case at
finite.
some
Yeah,
point. Okay.
that I got. How
Okay.
it is getting reduced mathematically to that form, that I'm not getting.
Okay. So yeah, maybe I will write shortly. I mean, how this works. Okay. So I am invoking this calculate, right? So
Yeah,
calculate of ij.
I comma j. Yeah.
So what is the return value? It is actually
Return value is integer. Probably.
integer. So I am
Integer.
actually returning calculate of I minus 1 comma I plus j, right?
Yeah, yeah. Calculate I minus 1 comma I plus j. Yeah, sure.
So the calculate of ij is equal to calculate of I minus 1 comma
I plus j.
I plus j. Okay.
Yeah.
So now,
Sir, in this question, what was the error?
which question?
In this question you are discussing, there was some error.
Actually,
It
it
was
is
written.
set 2, right? It is in the set 2 that actually instead of j minus I, we put I minus j.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. It's actually set 1 that is in the set 2. Okay. So now calculate of I minus 1 I plus j is equal to calculate of, just make one minus here, I minus 2 comma I plus j plus I minus 1.
Yeah.
Are you getting this?
Yeah, yeah. Got it.
Okay. I just rewrite in the
Yeah, that's okay.
better form. So that is calculate of I minus 2 comma j plus I minus 1. I'm just
Okay.
rewriting the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then I can even simplify this. So this is same as calculate of,
Yes. Sorry, sir. Actually, I got it. I plus j, I got. My was actually I minus j, that I just recalled. Yeah. So there I was not getting. Like, I got the
yeah, there
answer
actually
correct.
is a mistake. So I mean, it's a mistake on our side. We should give calculate of j minus I. Instead, we give I minus j.
Okay.
That
J
is,
minus I. Okay,
if
okay.
you,
Then it will be, yeah.
okay, suppose if
Then
you
sign
have,
of j will not change. Okay.
yeah,
It will be y. Okay, got it.
suppose if we have calculate of ij is equal to calculate of I minus 1 comma j minus I. Okay. So then it will cascade calculate of I minus 2 comma
2
j minus I
j minus
minus I minus 1.
I minus 1. Yeah. Again, sign of j will be the
So
same,
finally
and
you will
so
return
on, go on. It will go on.
y minus summation over I in x or something. So even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you write in any form, that is
Okay, got it.
yeah. So x minus 1 minus x minus 2 minus dot 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 and so till that.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay, so Punit, what is the question related to the list?
Yes, sir. There was just a little bit confusion while revising
Yeah,
about
okay.
how to concat lists. With your permission, can I share a slide?
Yeah, you can share the screen. I will stop sharing it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, sir.
Okay.
I will try to. Yes, sir.
Oh, you have the study group. Nice.
Yes, sir. We have a WhatsApp study group. We don't charge anything. We teach beginners who don't understand the subject at all. So,
Nice.
so yesterday while doing this, we ourselves came to a confusion because we found different implementation in this pseudocode. So, is this okay to add an element? We put
Okay.
braces around it.
Yeah, let me look at this once. So, okay. So L is initially Jan, Feb, March, April.
Right, sir.
Okay. So L equal to L plus A. That then you are appending May. Yeah, correct.
Right, sir. So we have to put these braces around it, right? When adding an element.
Yeah, you should put the what is this?
Right. And we can add it directly by putting braces around the element without a variable.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this.
mandatory. You should put.
Right. Okay. So, sir, to append a list also, then when we are appending two lists, then we don't need to put the
Yeah, you
braces
don't need
around
to
it.
put because that is already a list.
Right. So if we put a brace here, it becomes like the third case, right? Like a nested list.
Yeah, you are correct. So it will make that max 39 min 21 as a single element of the list.
Right, like this one.
Yes, correct.
Right. Okay. All right. So there's one more question. Then, right. First and last, do they return elements or elements and lists? What do they return?
Okay, the first one, for example, if you consider in your list area, the
Right.
first is Jan,
Right, sir.
last is April.
So if we have to add it like this or like this?
Okay, A is equal to first of L is
Yeah.
equal to.
So both these implementations are there in the pseudocodes.
So what you want to do? Actually, A is first.
What is the correct way of doing it? Because if this is a list already, this will become a nested list.
No, this is, I mean, your first one is correct. Your second one is incorrect. That is incorrect because A is the single element. You cannot
It's an
append.
element, right?
Yeah, you
It
cannot
always
append the single element using the plus plus.
Okay. So when we put it directly in the code, like this one, then we have to put braces around it.
Yeah.
But in the code, it's mentioned like this, sir.
Actually, that is incorrect. I mean, suppose where is it mentioned in the pseudo? I mean,
yeah, in some questions it's there. That's why we were discussing
oh, this
this.
is incorrect. Suppose if we have L equal to L plus first of L, that is incorrect. Unless, okay, there is one possibility. Suppose L is a list of list.
Now, if it says this, let's say we want to add only the first item.
No. Punit, 1 minute. So
Yes, sir.
here your list is a list of elements, right?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if L is a list of list.
No, it's not a list of list. It is this what is given on top here.
Okay. So in this case, your this L equal to L plus plus first of L is incorrect.
So,
Your option 2 is incorrect. Option 1 is
option 2. Okay. So this is incorrect. This is correct.
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, okay. And so same with the last then. So initial and rest will return the list,
Okay, so
right? Then we don't
one
have to
thing you
put.
can correct. It is actually
So,
init, not initial.
oh, sorry, init. Yeah, my mistake. My
Okay,
mistake.
so
Right.
and what I mean, very few suggestion. Since you are circulating it to the study group, please follow this. First of F small, last L small. Everything is camel case.
Camel case. Oh, okay. I'll follow that, sir.
Yeah, please do that.
I will change it to that. Thank you.
But
Thank you for
I
that.
mean, the presentation is very nice. Yeah.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir. So
hello,
this
sir.
last one is okay, sir?
1 minute,
Then
I
we
will
don't.
finish Puneet and then come back to the other question.
This is
Yes,
the last question. This is the
yes,
last
yes.
one, right?
Continue.
So this is okay,
Yeah, so the written type of unit is a list, so that is fine.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
anytime F
So
is a list.
if we put this, it becomes a
It
sub
will
list,
make that
nested
list
list.
as a one. Yeah, it will make the nested.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your help.
Okay.
Sir,
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes.
sir, with your permission, can I ask one thing to Puneet?
Yeah, you can ask. Puneet, I mean, you have something.
Puneet,
Yes.
Please
can
share the screen so
you
that
means can you share me your email ID so can somehow I can contact you for this group?
Yeah, it's there on my ID in the my participant one. I will put it in the chat. Is that okay?
roll number
I'll
is
put
there.
the.
If you try from the roll number, you can contact me.
Okay.
Okay,
So it's
sir.
there in the chat. I put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
All
Sir,
right.
now
Thank
I have a question.
Yeah, yes, Abhishek.
I have a question from activity 11.3
Okay.
means week 11 activity 3.
Okay, what is the question?
Sir, there in this question, the question number 9 to 10, they are saying that what is the correct code regarding the buffer means correct pseudo code for the customer to access the food container.
Okay.
Sir, my question is that in the video, Professor Madhav Mukund explained a situation where you order for a dosa and the kitchen guy puts the dosa and you instantly take it away without taking the chutney.
Okay.
So that means you are accessing the buffer or you are means taking away the buffer without means getting the complete buffer, right?
Hey, sorry. So I missed your voice. So can you repeat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, the thing is, in one of the videos, professor said that you when suppose we are going to a restaurant and we ordered for a plate of dosa and the means producer or the kitchen guy gave us means put a plate on the counter and put a dosa in it and instantly we take away that plate without taking the chutney and all the other accessories with the dish, right? So that is signifying the situation where we are accessing the buffer means we are accessing the buffer and the buffer is not completely updated from the producer side, right?
Yes, correct.
So in this case they are saying that when can the consumer means when can the consumer access the buffer, and they are saying that buffer size is greater than n and means until the buffer size is greater than 0, then you can access buffer one by one. But my question is that if the buffer is not completely updated or not completely submitted by the submitted from the producer side, then how can the consumer access that buffer?
Okay, so in this case, it's actually always a binary. Okay, so just
Yeah.
consider this buffer. Everything is a binary action. Either it is
Mhm.
completely done or undone.
Either it is completely done or undone, but here it says that the buffer means there is a certain size to that buffer, right? Means a buffer can
Okay,
store
so what is your
maximum
understanding
n
about the
items.
buffer size?
Buffer, sir.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think this buffer size represent?
buffer size, I think it is something like some slots of, means some slots where you can store one binary bit, means one bit at a time, like that.
No, so maybe I will. So you can see the screen, right?
One second, sir. uh, yes, yes, now
Okay.
I can see. Yeah.
Okay. So let me write something. This is my buffer. Okay. Buffer is a
Okay.
space.
Okay.
Okay. So here is
Mm.
the producer,
Yeah.
and here is the consumer. So
Okay, sir.
initially I maintain this buffer size. I set initially 0. It is not meaning that this whole space is 0. I produce, this is actually
Hmm.
something called buffer space. Okay. And I initially
Okay.
set buffer
Hmm.
size is 0. Whenever I produce one
Hmm.
item, I place the
Hmm.
item here. Okay. And
Okay.
immediately the buffer size gone to 1, means one item is available for the consumer.
Okay.
So the
Then can the consumer,
buffer size mean the number of items available for the consumer is represented by the buffer size.
sir, then can the consumer, means when you update that buffer size by one, can the consumer instantly access that one thing that you updated in the buffer space?
Yeah, yeah, they can immediately access it.
So it means that would not means that would not cost any loss of data, like
Won't cost any
when
loss of
professor.
data.
Yes, sir.
It won't cost any loss of data. It all depends on how you handle. I mean, how you handle this buffers.
Okay, means one
Because
slot
all,
if it's.
I mean, you can assume it's a synchronized access. Synchronized access in the sense only one customer can access at that time. It's like concurrency.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. So then, suppose
yeah,
if I produce at time t, let's say this is my time gap, time one, time two, and so on.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah,
time
yeah.
three, producer produce one buffer. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's say
Hmm.
this is actually time three. Then in time three, immediately a consumer can take the buffer. I mean, take that item from the buffer space.
Take that item from the buffer space and it won't cost any loss of data, right?
No, it won't cause any loss of data, because once the item is released, means producer will not take it back and then do some process and put it back. It won't be the
Mean
case.
for example, let us take, means it is there in the activity also, the previous question. Let us take the buffer space to be of size 5,
Hmm.
right? So even if there are three items put by the producer, I
Hmm.
can means being a consumer, I can instantly access that.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that means I am accessing half of the data, or the producer has to means put more to make a meaningful data. That doesn't mean that, right?
No, it actually your previous question is depending on the number of possible way to access the buffer, right? Different
No,
situations.
no, I'm just taking the means size from that question. I'm not
Okay.
asking the
Okay.
previous question. I'm just
Okay. Hmm. So,
man,
can you repeat that because I lost your question because I'm
yeah, my main problem is in one of the video, Professor Madhav Mukund said that you are giving a tray, and when the producer or the kitchen guy is putting a dosa in it,
Hmm.
and you are instantly taking away that tray,
Hmm.
means you are not giving enough time to the producer to give you the chutney and all the side dishes, right? So that means you are accessing the tray
Hmm.
and you are not getting the entire thing.
Okay.
That is my only question, that now if we consider this tray as a buffer
Hmm.
with 5 slots, you have a slot for dosa, and there are 4 slots for 4 other side dishes. Now
Okay.
if you instantly take away that tray, that means you are accessing that buffer whenever the dosa or the one data is being put in one slot, and the other 4 slots are empty. That means you are getting the data, but you are not getting the entire data. You are getting a part of it,
Yeah.
and
Correct.
you
You are
can.
right. Yeah, I mean part of data mean. So here
Mm.
I want to distinguish only one thing. So there
Okay,
you
okay.
said there are 4 items. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let me write.
5 items actually.
Let's say D1, S1, side dish 1, side dish 2, side dish 3, side dish 4. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the producer produces only dosa. Okay. Then
Dosa,
dosa is
yeah.
immediately taken by the consumer one.
Yeah, the whole tray is taken by
Whole
the, or
tray. I
the
mean, he
dosa.
taken the whole thing. Okay. But he did
Okay.
not taken any side dishes. And assume
No, no.
the side dishes are not available. Not even the producer produced it.
Yeah,
Okay. So then the
yeah.
consumer, there is no suppose if this is a interrelated like D1 is depending on S1. I mean, so I can process D1 only with availability of S1. Then the consumer should wait.
Okay,
Okay. So whenever the
okay,
producer produces S1, then the consumer will
okay.
take the S1 and process along with the D1.
Okay,
Means that
that
you
means
can eat dosa alone and you have to eat the dosa with chutney. Then you have to wait for the chutney.
okay, that means it depends on the consumer that how you want to means
Process the
access the
data.
data.
But if you look at the data wise, this is one chunk of data and this is a separate chunk of data.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so these chunks of data are produced separately. That is an independent event.
Okay, okay,
Okay, so it is
okay,
not meaning that some part of data is produced and the remaining part. It's not part of data. It is one data, and that another part is a separate data.
okay. That means the access of buffer depends on the requirement of the consumer, right?
Yes.
Means if I want to access the whole dish, then I have to wait till the means for then I have to wait for the last slot, that is S4.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to eat only dosa and I do not want any of the side dishes, then I will take the dosa and
Yeah, you
go
can
out.
take and then you can eat. Yeah.
Yeah, means there is no.
Necessity
Uh,
to wait for the other data. Correct.
okay, okay, sir. And one more thing that in the previous question, 7 and 8, they are saying that what are the possible situations? I means I cannot completely get that thing that why
Okay. Actually, there. Even it is little ambiguous, but I hope you have seen the solution. So the one possibility is that not taking anything.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Suppose if
I I actually
I
I
have
actually
four
thought that.
buffer spaces and I'm assessing. Okay, there is a possibility that I can access 1, 2, 3, 4 or nothing. I will not access anything. That is also one possibility of the situation.
That is also accessing the buffer space.
Yeah, it is not access, but I can
It
access
is a
it. But
situation.
yeah, it is a situation. I didn't access.
Yeah, it is a situation, but it is not a it is a situation where we don't access anything.
Yeah, I don't. The consumer don't want to access the buffer.
Okay, okay. That means they are talking about the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, and another is 11.4.
Hmm.
11.4, question number 8.
11.4. Oh, I have only 7. Okay. Is that the transaction of money?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Transaction of money 1 and transaction of money 2.
Okay. So there, maybe I will tell you one thing. Even last time we have discussion
Hmm.
on this. So whenever I have this a equal to a plus something, some update happen, a
Hmm.
minus 250. It
Yeah,
does not mean
yeah.
that the value of a is getting updated. It means it is temporarily computed in some buffer storage. Whenever I have this right of a, right a,
Okay,
at
sir.
the time
Okay.
only the value is written in the space of a.
Means there is a variable called a, and
Yeah. So
whenever we are.
assume a is initially 1,000 rupees. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So read of a will return 1,000. This will return 1,000. That is fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I update.
Hmm.
Okay. So after this step also a is 1,000. Okay. And I update a is
Hmm.
equal to a minus 250. Even
Hmm.
in this step
Hmm.
is also a is equal to 1,000 only. And this
Oh,
750 is stored in some intermediate computation. Okay.
Okay.
Whenever I have right of A, this value is now returned to A. A is equal to 7.
Okay. Then that means in the second step it is dynamically stored somehow.
Yeah, dynamically it is stored in somewhere. If this write is succeeded, then I will write it. Otherwise, I will not write it back.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No
Yeah.
problem. Thank you, sir.
I have doubt in the same question, same type of question. This transfer of money is not clear for me. I'm not understanding this. The whole question from question number 4, actually.
Okay. So, I mean, you cannot say the whole question. I can't understand. Tell me where you can't understand. I mean,
Sir,
which part you are not getting it?
sir, how it is proceeding? I am not getting this because read of a okay. We are
Okay, then you
reading
do
the
one thing. Read the question from the scratch. I will tell you what it does for each statement.
what, sir?
Read the question. I will tell you. I mean, I will explain you.
For the fourth number question, the table is given.
Okay.
Time transfer of money 1, and in the row, first row, time transfer of money 1, transfer of money 2, and the second row is T1 read a. Okay,
Okay.
but we are reading the amount. It
Okay. In
is
time
okay.
one, what you are doing?
When we are reading,
Okay. Let's say this is my timeline one. I'm reading A, right?
yes,
Okay. So what is the initial value of A?
1000.
Just read the sentence above.
Look,
What is the initial value of A?
initial value of A is 1000.
Okay. So initially A is equal to 1000, right? Okay. So now read of A is done in time one. In time two, what you are doing?
To in transfer of money, it is blank dash, and in transfer of money
You are
2,
not
it
doing
is
anything. Okay.
transfer of money 2. It is A becomes A plus 300. A equal to A plus 300.
A is equal to A plus 300.
300.
So
Yes.
after this step, do you think the value of A getting updated?
Wait. Read one.
Okay, so for that I recommend you to read this one line. Function read reads the value of a variable from database. Means all these variables are stored in some database. Okay, this is my database. Okay, so A is stored 1000 initially. I am reading A, so this will give the value here. Okay, now you are updating A equal to A plus 300 means the intermediate value is stored. I mean, this 1300 is computed, but it is not updated to the database. Okay, now continue. What is happening in the third time? I mean, time unit 3.
But means you are saying it is computed but not updated.
Yeah, it is computed but not updated.
Okay. In the time T3, again transfer of money 1 is dash, and transfer of money 2 write A.
Okay.
And it means it is updating.
Okay.
T2.
Now it is getting updated, and finally T4.
It's a T4 for transfer of money. It is read A
Okay.
again.
Here it is nothing, right? Okay.
Hmm.
So I will tell you what is the problem. If you look at the time one, you are trying to read. I mean, you are doing concurrently. I mean, not concurrent, parallelly to read at the same time.
It from the two ATMs.
Yeah, from the two ATM. But I mean, that is not allowed, right? So you can at one time you can do only one operation. You can do something like this: read of A, and then A is equal to A plus 300, and a write of A. Then again, card 2 can start read of A, and you can say subtracting A equal to A minus 200, then again write of A. This is allowed. but simultaneously both are trying to access in the same time unit. So that is not allowed.
Sir, just a small question.
Yeah.
Uh, Two process can work concurrently, but
Process
their
can
read
work,
and write time.
but here it is very specific situation. You have a ATM and ATM cards, okay, and while using one ATM card you cannot use the other ATM card.
That yeah, that is only what I'm trying. That while reading means you can two process can occur concurrently,
No,
but
it's not
their
concurrent.
read and write.
No, 1 minute. It is not only just about concurrent. Suppose I'm
Mhm.
at T1, I'm start using the card one. Okay. At the time TI, I stop it. Then in the next time unit only, I can start the card two. I cannot use card one and card two, something like this.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Got it.
Are you getting?
Means
I mean, they do not have any overlap.
then concurrency is in means here concurrency is used in means
Yeah,
in respect of
concurrency.
what?
Yeah, concurrency you can use only in the other places. Here it is very specific that this security related stuffs you cannot use it. Suppose if you want to use the full chunk of job and you want to finish the job, then only you got to go to the next job. Then you cannot use the concurrency. You can use concurrency when you can simultaneously do multiple activities, but
Means
everything
in
is happening step by step.
T1 only I can read both means I can means for example let us not talk about this situation. If I can access two things in T1 only, then that is concurrency, right?
Yeah, that is concurrency, correct.
Okay, but here it is said that you cannot use concurrency, you have to wait your turn.
Yes, you have to wait for your turn, and you will finish your whole turn, then you will leave it.
Okay, means processing can happen and reading and writing cannot occur concurrently.
Yes, correct.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So,
Sir, regarding this question only.
okay, so I think we are running out of time. We have, I mean, I have some other schedule. So if
Oh,
you have very short question, I can address and then
sir,
leave.
very short, sir, very short
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
Regarding this question only, in T1 only, here is the read A, and in transfer of money to, if there is write A, then will it execute, sir?
Uh, no, say it again.
Sir, I said in the same question 4,
Okay.
11.44 question, transfer of money 1, it is read A, and instead of read A in transfer of money to, it is write A, then will it
No,
execute,
it
sir?
won't work. It won't work because once again you are trying to access two cards in the same time unit.
So, sir, can we say that here A is the resource and read is the process, and both the process are trying to get the same resource? That's why it is
Yeah, your
like
interpretation is
deadlocks kind of situation is
yeah,
there
your
here.
interpretation is correct.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thanks. Okay, guys. So I'm winding up the session. Thanks for joining.